Hey guys, if anyone ever watches this, I just figured I'd share something I just figured out. I know most people don't like the Nerf Elite 2.0 line for good reason. However, I really do like the Turbine shell. It's basically the Rapid Strike, but in the Elite 2.0 line. I think it's pretty ergonomic and cool, so I busted one open. If you're looking at doing that, I recommend checking Project Nerf's video on that. I will link it in the description. He does really good build guides and breakdowns and how-tos. And yeah, so with the Turbine, there's a bunch of issues with some of the buttons on here. Nerf decided they didn't want to spend money on springs, so they use some plastic leaf springs. With the clip release or magazine release, whatever you want to call it, there's no spring in it, and it is really hard to push. Like, it almost seems like it's locked. It's so tight. So what I did was I took out the lower section. Like, it's the switch. It is then two other pieces that kind of shift when you push the switch in. With that, the lower switch has a plastic piece. I didn't take a picture of it before I cut it, but the lower part of the switch has a plastic piece that goes straight down that kind of makes it so it can only go back so far. I cut that off. And then that allows that piece to go back as far as it wants until it hits the main switch, basically. So now that piece was removed, I just glued a spring on top of that, on top of that lower piece instead. That way it rests inside the main switch, and it will move backwards easier, and the spring will then push it back into that rested, locked position. Hopefully I will have included pictures to kind of show you what the piece looks like. After I inputted some of the pictures, that the picture I have of it unmodified are probably of the Nerf 2.0 equivalent of the Strife. However, the switch is still pretty similar in that, so you should still be able to make it out. I really recommend taking a look at Project Nerf's kind of breakdown of how everything works. I think if you familiarize yourself with it in that video, you should be able to make sense of my explanation here, if you can't just even by looking at the modified pictures. Yeah, so hopefully this helps you out. I just hadn't seen anyone mention any sort of fix. In fact, I've seen people mention that they don't think there is a fix, but this seems to work for me. I'm probably just going to reinforce the spring that I have there, and I think it should be good to go. Yeah, I might make some more content in the future. I just did this kind of hastily to have it out there. I am new to this sort of thing, so but I wouldn't mind getting into it a bit more. I've been kind of tinkering in the background, so we'll see how that goes. All right, hope you found this helpful. Peace.